From Homer faking his death just to skip work, only to accidentally uncover the mother that he thought was dead, to Marge being arrested for shoplifting a bottle of bourbon, these are the darkest plot twists from The Simpsons. Starting with one of the most emotionally devastating episodes in the series. In Season 7's Mother Simpson, Homer fakes his death to skip work. Dumb idea, right? But that dumb idea accidentally unearths something huge. His mom, Mona, who he thought was dead for decades, is actually alive. She didn't die. She ran off because she was a fugitive after sabotaging one of Mr. Burns' evil science labs back in the 60s. So, Homer finally gets a real day with his mom. They laugh, they bond, he gets a taste of the childhood that he never had. And just when things start to feel warm and right, she's gone. The FBI shows up and Mona has to run again, leaving Homer standing there like a little boy all over again. No dramatic monologue, no crazy outburst, just silence. The episode ends with Homer sitting on his car looking up at the stars saying absolutely nothing. And somehow that is the loudest part. It's not just sad, it's devastating. Moving on to a moment that shocked fans with its sudden tragedy. Let's talk about one of the wildest and saddest moments in The Simpsons, when Maude Flanders suddenly dies. This happens in Season 11 and honestly no one saw it coming. It all starts out like a normal silly episode. The Simpsons and the Flanders family are at a racetrack. There are cheerleaders shooting t-shirts into the crowd with some big cannons. Homer, of course, wants all of the t-shirts. He even paints a bullseye on his chest to get their attention. But right as the shirts fly, Homer bends down and Maude, walking behind him, gets hit. She falls over the edge of the stands and dies. Just like that. No warning, no goodbye. And it's not played like a big emotional moment at first, it just happens. That is what makes it even harder. One minute you're laughing at Homer being dumb, and the next minute you're staring at the screen thinking, did that really just happen? Ned is left without a wife. Rod and Todd lose their mom. And the show, it suddenly feels a lot darker. Fans still talk about this episode because it was such a big change. Maude's death wasn't just sad, it showed that The Simpsons could get really serious when it wanted to. Next, we explore a supernatural twist that blends comedy with genuine horror. Homer is craving a donut so much that he says, "I'd sell my soul for a donut." Suddenly, the devil shows up and it's none other than Ned Flanders. Homer agrees and signs a deal to give up his soul in exchange for the donut. But right after he eats it, he realizes he is in big trouble. Marge isn't having it, so she steps in and gets Homer a trial in hell. With a jury full of famous bad guys and not-so-great lawyer named Lionel Hutz defending him, Homer's fate hangs in the balance. But the twist? Homer actually wins because his soul belonged to Marge all along. But here's the dark part. As a punishment, the devil turns Homer's head into a giant donut. Now Homer has to live with a donut for a head, which is both funny and kinda creepy. The story mixes laughs with a scary idea. Losing your soul is serious, even if it is for a silly reason like a donut. It is a weird, unforgettable moment that fans still talk about today. Turning to perhaps the darkest commentary on life's unfairness, Frank Grimes is a hard worker who has had a tough life. When he starts working at the Springfield nuclear power plant, he is shocked to see Homer Simpson, who is lazy and careless, but somehow keeps his job and lives happily. Frank tries to understand Homer, but only gets more frustrated. He can't believe how unfair life is. He works hard, but Homer gets all the luck. Things get worse when Frank tries to act like Homer, doing dangerous things without thinking. He touches a live electrical wire without any safety gear and gets shocked pretty badly, as he dies from the accident. The episode then jumps to Frank's funeral. Instead of being serious, Homer is totally unaware and even falls asleep. The other characters laugh like it's a joke. This shows how the world sometimes ignores pain and unfairness. This episode is pretty dark because it shows that hard work doesn't always pay off. Frank's death feels sad and unfair, and the show's choice to treat it lightly makes it even more shocking. Fans still talk about this one as one of the darkest moments in The Simpsons. Moving forward to a quieter but equally painful family betrayal, the town of Springfield buys a flashy monorail, and Marge is the voice of reason warning everyone that it's a bad idea, but the town ignores her. Meanwhile, Bart, being his usual prankster self, causes trouble, and at one point his prank makes Marge look bad in front of the others. She ends up facing embarrassment and criticism criticism, even from people that she cares about. Now, this isn't a huge twist like a death or a crime, but it does show how Bart's actions hurt his own family, especially Marge, who often sacrifices so much for them. Seeing Marge being humiliated because of Bart's prank reveals cracks in their family bond. Now, what makes it dark is how real that it feels. Sometimes family members hurt each other even when they don't mean to. Marge's pain is quiet but strong, and it reminds us that even in a cartoon, relationships can get messy and complicated. Fans often talk about this moment as a reminder that Marge's sacrifices aren't always appreciated, and that Bart's mischievous side can have some serious consequences. Next, we encounter one of the most controversial identity twists in television. For years, we knew that Seymour Skinner as the strict but kind-hearted principal of Springfield Elementary, but in this episode, everything changes. A man shows up claiming to be the real Seymour Skinner, and here's the twist: he's right. The man we've known all along is actually Armin Tamzarian, a former soldier who took on Skinner's name after thinking the real one died in Vietnam. Now, it sounds like a prank, but it is played completely serious. The town is shocked. Even Agnes, Skinner's mom, says that she prefers Armin over her real son. Now, everyone is confused, upset, and unsure on who to trust. But instead of embracing the truth, the town makes a dark choice. They kick out the real Skinner and force Armin to keep pretending. They even make it illegal to ever bring up the truth again. Now, this moment is hard because it erases identity and replaces it with a lie on purpose. The people of Springfield decide they prefer comfort over truth, even if it means living in a fake reality. That cold rejection of someone's real life with no real justice or closure makes it one of the show's darkest and most unsettling episodes. It's not just weird, it's kind of heartbreaking. Now, shifting focus to an unexpectedly dark portrayal of childhood addiction. At first, it seems like a side joke. Lisa starts calling a teen idol phone line where a boy named Corey talks about random stuff. It is supposed to be silly fun, just something for kids to laugh at, but it takes a dark turn fast. Lisa keeps calling the hotline over and over, even though it costs a lot of money. She hides the phone bill from Marge and lies about where she has been. She even sneaks into other people's phones, like Dr. Hibbert's office and the retirement home, just to hear Corey's voice. Now, this is Lisa that we're talking about, the smart one, the honest one, the one who usually knows better. Watching her fall into this secret, shameful habit is unsettling. It's not just a funny gag, it shows how easy it is for someone to slip into addiction, even a kid who always seems in control. Marge eventually finds out, and instead of yelling, she challenges Lisa to go one night without calling. Lisa struggles. She talks to herself. She reaches for the phone, but somehow she pulls through. Now, this episode hits hard because it is so real. Lisa's guilt, her lies, her craving, they all mirror real struggles that people face with addiction. Finally, we examine how quickly a good person's life can unravel. It starts with a flu outbreak. Everyone in the house gets sick, and Marge is the only one taking care of them. She is tired, overwhelmed, and barely holding it together. While shopping at the Quickie Mart, she accidentally walks out with a bottle of bourbon that she forgot to pay for. It is a simple mistake, but Apu reports her. Marge is arrested and put on trial. Even though she's always been honest and kind, the court finds her guilty and gives her 30 days in prison. Watching Marge cry as she is taken away is one of the saddest moments in the show. Now, things fall apart fast. Homer cannot manage the house, the kids are a mess, and Springfield's bake sale, usually saved by Marge's treats, completely fails. The town even turns on her for getting everything that she has done for them. Now, what makes this so dark is how quickly Marge goes from being respected to rejected. She makes one tired mistake and everyone turns their back on her. It's a tough reminder that even good people can be treated unfairly, and that without Marge, the family and town can't function. Now, it turns out that Springfield's not all sunshine and satire. These dark twists prove that The Simpsons can get seriously deep. But which one shocked you the most? Drop a comment, hit like if you survived the feels, and don't forget to subscribe for more.